You know, the only thing, this is not to be political, I'm into economics, so the only thing easier to predict than taxpayer bailouts of farmers. By the way, you are now bailing them out predictably. I don't know where the trillions of dollars are supposed to be going. I mean, I heard that thing about tariffs and trillions of dollars and all this money we're making. I don't know where it is, but it doesn't matter. You're going to bail them out. The one thing easier to predict than buying votes from Midwest farmers is these NIL collective things. These are these sort of marketing arms that are going to raise money from advertisers to pay college athletes. The only thing easier to predict in economics of today that you would be bailing out farmers because their vote matters would be these NIL collectives going under. So what happens? Wait, what, Jeff? I told you there's not a market. It's just, there's not. No. Now, I think, is a really interesting time and place because young people who thought they were going to get rich, young people that thought they'd be doing the next Red Bull commercial, young guys who thought they would be doing the next Mercedes ad are saying, where's my money now? And apparently the market is saying there is none for you. What happens when college athletes who thought they were going to get richer, I guess we could say, thought they were going into a lucrative world, find out there's no advertising market for them, or I shouldn't say no. I mean, it's pretty small. Sandwich shop here or there, stuff like that. So the market is speaking. And what will happen when these football players, and I guess maybe basketball players, are saying, and they will, and you can't really blame them, wait a minute, you guys told me I'd be making a lot of money. You guys told me I'd be pitching products here. Where's my money? Uh-oh. I think, don't know, it's an interesting time in college sports because nobody really knows what the ground rules are, but maybe, just maybe, the market is, well, I know it's teaching everyone a lesson. It always will, unless, you do stuff like bailouts. But the market is answering. And will they be satisfied with it? That I don't know. They're not going to be happy. Okay, so bailouts are what politicians do when the real market is spoken, because they don't really believe in real markets. They just want to buy votes because that's all they care about. In our case, the tariffs, the market was ruined by protectionist economic policies. But now market forces is hitting college football, and a lot of people are going to be mad. I said there's little market, very, very little. It's not very lucrative. It just doesn't, it never made sense. There's very little market for football players to pitch products. Arch Manning, I know people always use that as the example. It's the only example, really, of a male college athlete getting lucrative deals. So there's not much of a market for them to pitch products. How do we know that? Because these things are going under now, saying we can't make any money. The people that thought that they could make money at this, and I don't know that I blame them for that. I'm not quite sure who told them they could, but for the people that thought they could make money on this, go out and repping these players and putting together these things of ad deals, they're saying I'm out. And I think there'll be plenty more. The players, the agents, the families, the friends are going to get mad. They're expecting a lucrative market, and all of a sudden the market is starting to bottom out. I told you it would end up there anyway, but now they're not going to be happy. They've been sold on the idea that they're going to get rich pitching products. And the only way you get rich in college sports, if you're a player, is sugar daddy money, somebody giving it to you. I told you they should have set up a revenue share deal from the very beginning. Money that comes in, just like the players in the NFL, they should get a percentage. That would have been the safer route. It would have made more sense. You would have a steady income stream. You missed the chance and you've blown it, and now they're going to get mad. The market, for those few of us that actually believe in this stuff, is honest and it's cruel. Okay? It's going to tell you the truth if you really follow it. Here's why I bring this up. Like, I don't think these guys quit. I don't think they strike. I don't think they have anywhere to go. I mean, you can't just scream at somebody and say, you told me I'd have Red Bull, so I'm going to switch agents and they're going to get me Red Bull. And the answer is Red Bull's only hiring one guy. They don't want the rest of you. All right, this is from Sports Business Journal. Nerds like me read this stuff. Student-athlete NIL shutting down operations. One of the largest third-party name, image, and likeness collectives is shutting its doors. Student-athlete NIL. These are, I guess, the way they create these are almost like the old days in ad agency, where they'll go out and say, "Hey, we're gonna find these deals for you, and you're gonna pitch the products." It worked for more than 40 schools, including a number of Power 4 institutions, is shutting down operations. Their CEO, Chris Brown, says, we've been in the market aggressively trying to raise capital to sustain operations, and unfortunately, we were unsuccessful in doing so. But yeah, the shuttering of the company adds another layer to ongoing questions within the college sports ecosystem around the role of NIL collectives and their continued viability. I can answer that. There isn't one. Keep chasing them. They're going to keep telling you no. Then what? Schools have continued operating collectives in hopes they might pivot into what essentially marketing agencies in order to find outside opportunities for athletes that would not count towards the cap. The salary cap is that lawsuit thing that sets it at $20 million. You can disperse up to $20 million, and those that have the money are doing it. So there is some money being made. It's just not going to be made the way these guys have been told or have heard. Listen to this. Sounds like something Jeff Ward might say. Quote, when you're selling a product that no one wants to buy, it's hard to stay in business. Huh. How about that for your MBA program? No way. You mean when more's going out than coming in, it's a bad idea. This is a FBS administrator who worked with the group says, when you're selling a product that no one wants to buy, it's hard to stay in business. I know you think, look, it's easy to be duped by all this stuff. The media business, the advertising business is a numbers business. And so your average, even blue blood program, your average left tackle, of which you don't even know who they are, most people don't, is really not worth that much to Dr. Pepper. They don't really have numbers. They don't drive numbers. And secondly, they're usually not qualified to pitch the products. It's not what they do. I mean, that's not a knock on them. It's just never been a reasonable setup. Sorry. What a line. When you're selling a product that no one wants to buy, it's really hard to stay in business. You can't produce enough premium access content and have enough free autograph things and special merch and stuff like that to drive any sort of business. Yeah, there's not demand. Sorry. Answer given. Now what? I don't know if it's good for the industry that they've sort of getting this harsh reality, which some of us knew was coming anyway, or it's bad for them, or, this whole thing about, here's one thing, and this any of you would be on the same side. It's so crazy how this is just like the cheating old days. It's now going to turn into cheating old days, I think, because the players are going to say, you gave me money, and now you're telling me you can't give me money. And I told all my friends and family I'm getting the money. You got to go find me the money. Uh-oh. How's he going to get the money? And you say, Dr. Pepper doesn't want you, kid. Chevrolet doesn't want you. The sandwich shop will pay you $30 a commercial, and that's 3 commercials. That's all we got. There's not a market for you. And then all of a sudden, sugar daddies say, well, I'll fill that void. I'll fill that market. I can make sure we take care of him. Or otherwise, he's going to go somewhere else. Now, the upside here is there's not a market anywhere. There's not. I mean, there's probably more of a market in Tuscaloosa for guys selling tires for $25 a commercial than there would be in L.A. or Austin. outside of someone named Manning, which is a market of one. So they can't really go anywhere once they threaten you. This one is there's a line in the sand moment. I don't know how many of these companies are out there trying to do this, but I think they're just telling you the reality. We can't make any money at this. The way they want to make their money is they go and find you. It's just like any agent. They go and find you. Let's say they believe they're going to find a $100,000 Anheuser-Busch deal. They're going to get their percentage of that deal, and then you're going to get paid the fee to pitch the product. Well, guess what? There's no $100,000 Anheuser-Busch deal. In fact, there's barely a $100 Fred sandwich shop deal. And so the people representing them can't make any money off of it because there's no marketplace for them. Now the players and their friends and family are going to get pissed. I don't know what they do. I don't know where they can go. The good news is a program can say, I know you're mad. I know your uncle's called twice saying, where's the money? There's none. Well, I'm going to leave. Well, if you go there, there's no Anheuser-Busch deal for you there either. I'm sorry. We got it all wrong. There's no market for you or any of you guys. I don't know how they're going to take it. I don't. Hey, here's a recommendation backed up by my own experience, a great experience. And that is, I've been a client of DJC Law, and I can tell you this. You're going to get three things with DJC Law. You'll notice it right away. The difference is you will get peace of mind. They will take care of every single detail perfectly, and you will get the result you deserve. If you're injured by the negligence of someone else, fighting with an insurance company for any reason, trust me when I tell you, you will need DJC Law. Dan Christensen and his team of attorneys have a remarkable track record. I've known Dan a long time. He's a military vet. He's board certified in civil trial law, and I've been a client. So you can trust them. You will get the result you deserve. Check out teamjustice.com, and you'll see thousands of 5-star reviews. The bottom line is, if you're in an accident, you need DJC Law. Contact them right away. 512-888-9999.